Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine. As you can see, Kisumu is also fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you are watching the video from. The county or the country in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier today, a subscriber on this channel sent me this message. Let me just read it for you guys. Hello, brother. Kindly analyze the reception of Baba in Turkana County during the cultural festival. Thanks. By that time, I think it was around 2 p.m. By that time, Raila Odinga had just arrived in Turkana. He was massively received.
Kwa hivyo sisi siku leo hapa tumekuja kwa utamaduni na kuonyesha ulimwengu mzima ya kwanza maisha ilianza hapa Turkana. Hapa ndio Turkana, ndio kiherehere ya Kenya. Sivyo? Tuko na maneno mengi tutasema kule katika kiwanja. Sawa sawa? Leo ni msema kesho ni asanteni sana, tunaona huko.
And the people of Turkana were really waiting for Raila Odinga to speak to them during their cultural event, the Tobunglore. As fate would have it, Raila Odinga never got the chance to address the residents of Turkana. The truth of the matter is that yesterday, William Ruto was in Turkana. But William Ruto never received the kind of reception that Raila Odinga received today. And William Ruto issued instruction to the Turkana Central Member of Parliament, who was the host, who is a UDA member, and to the Turkana governor, not to allow Raila Odinga to speak at that event. And indeed, they stopped him.
Ndugu yangu, sisi sio wageni hapa. Hakuna mtu mgeni anaongea. Mimi ni mwenyeji. Tunajua hata wakati kitu imemobiliziwa, tunaelewa. Hata sisi tunafanyanga hiyo kazi. Na kama tungeamkia hii kelele ingekuwa imenyamaza. So inabidi mtulie na muelewe maneno. Viongozi walichaguliwa, mtakaa mtulie, muongoje mpaka hiyo wakati ingine. Na mtajua hesabu itapigwa tu kama kawaida.
And of course, you also remember that yesterday, the Turkana governor, Jeremiah Lomurkai, announced officially that he was ditching Raila Odinga and that he's going to support William Ruto's bid in 2027. And you also remember that Turkana is also part of Rift Valley. And during the last election, William Ruto really tried so hard to win the support of the people of Turkana. He went further and even won to his side the former governor, Josphat Nanok. But despite that, when the results were finally announced, William Ruto had 46,000 votes, Raila Odinga had 95,000 votes, which translates to 32% for Ruto and 67% for Raila Odinga, which means if you go to Turkana today and you are addressing the residents there, you'll be addressing 67% of those people who are supporters of Raila Odinga. And that's exactly what happened today. So in this video, I want to explain to you guys why Raila Odinga's visit to Turkana is actually significant, and why William Ruto had to issue those instructions for Raila Odinga to be blocked from speaking.
So what I wanted to do here today is basically to tell these people that they need to unite together with the people of Kenya. This region has voted for me and for ODM and Azimio overwhelmingly in the last general elections. We have 3 members of parliament from this region. We have some members of county assembly. The governor himself is from ODM. Even the previous governor, Mr. Nanok, was also from ODM. And I enjoy a lot of support. I don't need anybody's invitation to come to Turkana. Turkana is part of Kenya. I lead a political party, which is Kenyan Political Party, and a coalition. So I don't need anybody's invitation to come here. And when I come and the people want me to talk, actually, it is the height of stupidity to refuse me even an opportunity to greet the people. The governor, of course, was feigning that he was not aware, because he is very aware. And I know that he gave assurances to Mr. Ruto that he will not allow us to speak here today. That is the height of political intolerance and hypocrisy. But we are not deterred as Azimio. And I want to actually assure our supporters in Turkana, we will be coming back. We'll come back for a political rally. And to talk to them more seriously about what needs to be done.
Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. But again, before you dive in, allow me to thank the following people. You are seeing their names on the screens there for the coffee which they sent to me earlier today. I'm so grateful because it goes a long way in supporting the channel. You can also do the same using the numbers you are seeing on your screen. A cup of coffee is only 200 bob, but you can do more cups if you like. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what really happened in Turkana? Because let's just assume the governor for Turkana announced yesterday that is going to support UDA, which is okay. Or even just assume that he's a member of UDA or a member of William Ruto's party, and Raila Odinga is coming to Turkana. Do you think it's just fair for him to block Raila Odinga from speaking? It means this gentleman was under instruction. I know the history of Jeremiah Lomurkai very well and how he won the seat. I know it very well. Initially, those in Azimio never wanted this guy to contest. As a matter of fact, most of them preferred the former the former senator, who was also a minister in Uhuru Kenyatta's government, Munyes. But Raila Odinga stood with this guy. And of course, after the election, it emerged that the gentleman did not have certificates and has been dealing with that issue. And probably that's the reason why he announced his defection to William Ruto's side.
Mimi kama gavana wa Turkana County niliamua from the onset kwamba mimi nitachapa kazi na wewe, kwamba mimi nitasapoti agenda ya kusema na kutenda. Na mimi napigiwa kura na watu wa Turkana, sio mahali pengine. Kwa hivyo vitisho vidogo vidogo kwa viongozi, eti gavana wa Turkana sujia kwa aje anafanya na rais. Nani aliwaambia kufanya kazi na rais wa nchi ya Kenya ni crime? Nani alisema ni uhalifu? Hata ukipeleka koti fulani ya Kenya, mimi nitachapa kazi na wewe leo, kesho na siku zingine zote ambazo zinakuja.
But why would William Ruto issue strict instructions to the governor not to allow Raila Odinga to speak?
I lead a political party, which is Kenyan Political Party, and a coalition. So I don't need anybody's invitation to come here. And when I come and the people want me to talk, actually, it is the height of stupidity to refuse me even an opportunity to greet the people. The governor, of course, was feigning that he was not aware, because he is very aware. And I know that he gave assurances to Mr. Ruto that he will not allow us to speak here today. That is the height of political intolerance and hypocrisy.
I'm going to explain to you guys why Ruto issued those instructions. But why was this visit to Turkana significant politically speaking for Raila Odinga? Number one, Raila Odinga is moving around the country and he has his support bases. And clearly, Raila Odinga is trying to reconsolidate his support base. He's doing that in Kilifi, he's doing that in Mombasa, in Kisii, in Busia is trying to do that. Basically, Raila Odinga is trying to consolidate his support base. Remember, after the Mandamanos, Raila Odinga has not really gone to Turkana. But Turkana actually shocked the country when they overwhelmingly turned out for those anti-government protests. Probably those are the things that annoyed William Ruto. So Raila Odinga is keen on trying to consolidate the Azimio support base. And that can explain why he went with Azimio strong team. Martha Karua was there. Wajakoya the fifth was there. Eugene Wamalwa was there. Mwengi wa Iria was there. Who else? Jeremiah Kioni was there, and several other leaders. So Raila is trying to consolidate. Number two, I also tend to think that Raila Odinga really wanted to send a very strong message to Azimio leaders who are planning to defect. Because the governor just announced yesterday, and then Raila Odinga very fast and quickly decided to go to Turkana. And he received that kind of reception, which means Raila Odinga just wanted to send a message, which means Raila Odinga wanted to send a message to anybody who is still in Azimio and is planning to defect, that you might defect, but I still have the ground. Because let's face it, Raila Odinga got 67% in Turkana. Ruto tried everything to block it, which means those people probably are still with him. And lastly, I also think that the event there was significant for Raila Odinga because probably Raila Odinga wanted to stamp his authority in Turkana. And that can explain why, you see, these guys were in the tent already, and they had already taken charge of the program. So when Raila Odinga arrived, the governor ensured that Raila Odinga was given some seat huko, wamejifinyana huko na hao Azimio wake wamejifinya huko, you know. But now they had the microphone. So when the audience, people who they were addressing, realized that, okay, these guys are trying to block Raila Odinga. Actually, when some of them were trying to attack Raila Odinga, you would hear them being booed. Until I think some MCA came who was really cheered because he was supportive of Raila Odinga. But at the end of the day, the truth is, Raila Odinga still stamped his authority. Because when he left the venue, the whole event collapsed. But why would William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, block Raila Odinga or issue those instructions for Raila Odinga to be blocked from addressing that meeting? Because this cultural event, and Raila explained it, it has been there. When Nanok was the governor, Nanok approached him, he supported the initiative, and in fact, from that moment up to now, he has never missed a single Tobunglore. It's part of his calendar every single year. So what was different here? Why would Ruto say, okay, I know he's coming, because Ruto has intelligence. He knew Raila was going. But why direct the governor to block him? Number one, I think William Ruto didn't want Raila Odinga to get the platform to address the people of Turkana. The truth of the matter is that that event, that cultural event, is a huge cultural event. It's supposed to bring unity amongst all Turkanas around the world. Remember, Turkanas are little brothers, and probably that's the problem. So he didn't want Raila Odinga to address the Turkanas, because probably Raila Odinga was going to tell them certain things which probably the government was not comfortable about. Number two, I also tend to think that there's likely, or there's a chance of Josephat Nanok factor in all this. Because, Josephat Nanok is the Deputy State House Controller, if I'm not wrong. He sits with William Ruto at State House every single day. He's a former governor for Turkana. He's being accused of corruption. William Ruto was in Turkana. He just mentioned it briefly. And if Raila Odinga was given a platform based on the challenges the people of Turkana are facing, he would have really pinned Josephat na knockdown. William Ruto would not have wanted a situation where one of his key employees, who probably was also present at that event when William Ruto was there, to be put to task. So that's number 2. Number 3, if you ask me, there's also the issue of protocols. So if this event had been planned like that, and Raila Odinga and his team knew that Ruto was going to go yesterday, what stopped them from going earlier? Yeah, because the president ideally is supposed to be the one who speaks last. If, for example, I were Ruto, I would have attended the event today. But I think Ruto didn't attend the event today because he had that UDA event. And maybe because he wanted to really frustrate Raila Odinga. And after addressing the residents of Turkana, probably his biggest fear was that Raila Odinga was going to speak. And probably maybe explain certain things which Ruto had spoken about. The president is the one who is supposed to speak last. Yeah, so I don't know, but I'm trying to assume that Ruto didn't want Raila Odinga to speak after him. Number 4, in my view, I think it is now William Ruto's strategy to try and lock Raila Odinga from what is perceiving as his stronghold, Rift Valley. If this is happening here in Turkana, where Raila Odinga had 67%, what do you think can happen in Narok, where the governor is UDA, despite the fact that Raila Odinga won the popular vote, but with a smaller margin? Do you think Raila Odinga will easily attend an event in Kajiado, for example, where the governor is ODM and Raila won with a bit of a smaller margin? So I tend to think that William Ruto has realized that Raila Odinga's politics is normally organized based on the governors. So he's going to frustrate Raila Odinga using governors. And that's why in my next video, I'm going to advise Raila Odinga on some of the strategies that he can use to deal with William Ruto's latest schemes against him. And lastly, if you ask me, Ruto is keen on Turkana. The truth is, William Ruto is keen generally on Raila Odinga's support base. Why? That's the question. The answer is simple. The mountain is slippery. Ruto is not sure of Raila Odinga supporting him. And therefore, he must focus on traditional Raila Odinga support bases. If he got 46,000 votes in Turkana, Raila got 97. What if he pushed it to even 50-50? You see, because those numbers will add up for him. What about Narok? What about Kajiado? What about Laikipia? So for me, Ruto is trying to thwart Raila Odinga's attempt to try and consolidate his support bases. One of them is Turkana. I don't know what you think, but do you support this? But do you support the plan? But do you support William Ruto's order to the governor to block Raila Odinga from addressing the gathering? Let me read your comments in the comment section. Until next time, this is Makwiny.